If I'm rating the week overall, I'm gonna say honestly it's kind of weak. What is up, YouTube? Welcome to another Supreme drop list review where we will go over the preview of this week's drop list and we will discuss what is dropping, what we like and what we don't like, and discuss our reasoning as to why we do or don't like these items. Thankfully, the Supreme Lord and Savior Drops by Jay blessed us with the drop list this morning, so I'm excited to go over with you guys and discuss exactly what is dropping. Also, before I get started, I need to give a huge shout out to the boy Luke Thacker. I'm gonna leave his Instagram and his Twitter somewhere on the screen. Without him, these screenshots would not be possible. I would not have the time to go through and cut all these images. He actually did every single item this season for me, so all the lookbook items are already cut and he just put a lot of work into that. So Luke, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Also, of course, before we get started, make sure you go follow me on Instagram. I got the week 1 packages coming very soon, so if you would like to see an unboxing where I unbox everything I copped week 1, make sure you smash that like button down below and make sure you go follow me on Instagram because I will be posting some insanely dope photos of those pieces. I don't know exactly when I'm going to post the unboxing, but I know I'm going to post some sick photos of me wearing quite a few pieces from week 1, so make sure you follow me on Instagram. That'll be somewhere on the screen and in the description below as always. So if you follow Drops by Jay, you know that he basically tweeted out like a part of the drop list earlier and then he tweeted out the rest of the drop list this morning. And when I first saw the drop list, I was kind of happy, and the reason for that was because it was all garbage and there was no real concern as to what I was going to go for. I wasn't really worried about anything and I was just like, okay, cool, I can just devote my time to the Vans. And then he dropped the rest of the drop list and there's a couple pieces in there that I would like. However, I think I'm still just gonna go for the Vans. As most of you guys may be aware, this week Supreme is dropping the Vans. It is officially announced from Supreme now, and they are dropping some skate highs and some slip-ons. Now, I saw a lot of people discuss which one they would rather have. For me personally, I prefer skate highs. It seems like most people wanted the slip-ons or the old schools because people were discussing whether they're gonna drop old schools or slip-ons, but I don't know. For me, even if they dropped all 3 of those, I would still want the skate highs. I'm more of a fan of skate highs. I'm actually about to post a Twitter poll right now to see what you guys want, so make sure you go follow me on Twitter and join the poll as well. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys know every week I try to do polls and get your guys' opinions as to what you guys are going for, what you guys want to cop. Now, like I said, there were a couple pieces that made me kind of think like, oh, maybe I should go for that, but I think I'm still just gonna go for the skate highs because I just think those shoes are so sick and I would like to have those just to put on ice for many years to come. Now, that being said, in terms of resale, I think the item that might potentially have more resale than the Vans is the Supreme leather jacket that is dropping. As you guys know, this is a lookbook item. This is going to be very, very rare, very limited. And if you guys are familiar with the faux fur that had similar Supreme branding, that thing goes for over $2,000. Now, the retail on this jacket, according to Drops by Jay, is actually only $700. I know $700 sounds like a lot of money, but for a genuine leather jacket with all studded letters and stuff like that, like, it's actually less than what I expected. I honestly thought this thing was gonna be about $1,000. So at $700, if this thing resells for even less than the faux fur, when in reality that Gucci colorway will probably sell for more, I mean, you're looking at making potentially $1,500. Now, that's not guaranteed. It's really, really hard to determine resale, but I do think this item will be one of the most hyped items, if not the most hyped item this week. Now, for me personally, I probably won't acquire this piece just because I'm probably gonna go for the Vans, and by the time I go for the Vans, this piece will probably be sold out, and I don't know. I don't really wear leather products. If I was to wear this, it would be just for a photo, and then I would never wear it, and I don't know. I probably just won't go for it. Another thing to note about this jacket is a lot of people are saying that they copied a vintage brand, Pele. I'm not familiar with the brand. I'm not going to pretend like I am. I actually saw this from my subscribers. A lot of you guys commented, and I was aware of this because I saw it on, I think, Supreme Leaks News or Drops by Jay. One of them posted it, and then I said in my original leaks video that this is inspiration from some vintage brand that I don't remember the name of, and then a lot of you guys commented the name, and so now I remember it's Pelle. I'll try to find the jacket that they got the inspiration from and put that somewhere on the screen for you. But moving on, we also have the sleeve script jacket. Now, I saw some people have mixed opinions about this piece. I think this jacket is super sick. I like this jacket a lot. I actually may end up acquiring this jacket. I think he put the retail at $238. I originally thought this was gonna be like a $300 or $400 jacket at least. I haven't 100% decided, but I do think it's a super sick jacket. It's not over the top. It's got the sleeve script, but it's not something that like you would really see unless you're like stretching out your sleeve to show that you're wearing Supreme. It's just kind of a cool little sleeve embroidery, and the rest of the jacket is blank. I think the colorways could be a little bit better in my opinion, but overall the jackets are pretty sick. Now as for the sweatshirts dropping, I am not a fan. Honestly, I'm not a fan of these hoodies, and I'm not a fan of these quarter zips. I like the concept of the quarter zips, however the colorways just make it not copyable for me. I'm not a fan of any of these colorways, man. I don't like any of them. The only one would be the black one, but there'd be really no point in me copying that black one because they've dropped better quarter zips or half zips, whatever you want to call them. And just in general, I don't know, I'm not gonna go for that for sure. Then you have these Supreme hoodies. Now, these, I might end up going for one to resell. I don't really think they'll have crazy resell though, and just in general, once again, I'm not a fan. If I was to pick any of them, I'd probably go with the black one. In fact, the majority of the stuff dropping, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of. They're dropping this like zebra print suit, like tracksuit. Not a fan of that at all. It's got a top and bottom. They're dropping these flannels. I don't like those colorways. They're dropping these bowling shirts. I know that people are saying that the bowling shirts, I know people are saying the bowling shirt in the Gucci colorway is pretty hype because of course everything in a Gucci colorway is hype. The striped long sleeve I'm not a huge fan of. I do plan on getting one of these Supreme striped tees this season, but it's not this one. These other sweaters I'm not a big fan of. These are like old man sweaters. I'm gonna move on to the hats because I don't really like any of the hats, and I just kind of want to get to the stuff that I actually do like that's dropping. So yeah, they're dropping these, and these. Now, I'm not really a fan of any of these if I'm being honest. I like some of the colorways for these ones right here, but other than that, the rest of them just, they're not really appealing to me at all. They're dropping these zip ups, which come in a plethora of colors, so that way if you do want an essential zip up hoodie from Supreme, feel free to cop one. For me personally, I do prefer pullovers, so I will probably not be acquiring this either. And now on to the other three pieces that I do like besides just the Vans and the whatever jacket that they're dropping. So some of the pieces I do like, this corduroy baseball jersey. I think this thing is super sick. I love corduroy, however, I will not be copying. I do think that these colors are really dope. Well, hold on. I shouldn't say I won't be copying. I may end up acquiring one for resale, but I don't really think resale is gonna be that great on them. I do know a lot of people like them, and if I was to acquire any color, I'd probably get that purple one, but I'm not really worried about it, and honestly, if I'm not worried about it, I'm probably just gonna take the L. Now, two pieces I do hope to get. I do want to get these long sleeves with Supreme going all the way down. I haven't decided which color I'm gonna go for yet, and it's kind of hard, honestly. I'm either gonna go for the red, the heather gray, or the blue camo. I kind of like that heather gray. I just feel like the blue camo, the Supreme on the I don't know, like the color for the outline of the branding that they use, like the color is just weird and I don't really like the color of it, but that heather gray to me is so clean. If you guys watch, like you guys know, it's not like I cop a bunch of heather gray shit. Like I just think that's a really sick look on the heather gray. But anyways, I definitely want to get one of those long sleeves. I think those are $98. And then of course we have the Supreme tennis balls. Now the Supreme tennis balls are like, I want to say they're like 16 bucks. A lot of people think that like Supreme accessories are just stupid amounts of money, and sometimes they are way overpriced, but a lot of times they're pretty cheap still. This consists of, I think, 3 Supreme Wilson tennis balls, 16 bucks. I want to say that's fairly average, maybe a little bit overpriced. Average price for 3 tennis balls is probably what, like 10 bucks. I wonder if I could resell these tennis balls separately. So yeah, my cop order will be the green Skull Pile skate highs, and then probably one of the long sleeves or the tennis balls. Maybe I'll just go for both of those in the second cart. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention about the shoes is that the shoes are supposed to be glow in the dark. The reason I say supposed to be is because the sub-tempos were supposed to all be, or all have 3M outlining, and I know a lot of pairs got sent without 3M outlining, but I'm pretty sure they're all glow in the dark. You know, hopefully Supreme doesn't have any discrepancies or any issues with quality control this season. Like I remember when they dropped the CDG Forces, people were getting their Forces without the like eyeball graphic printed on the side. That shit was just ridiculous. If I'm rating the week overall, I'm gonna say honestly it's kind of weak. This week is weak in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, there are some cool items. Maybe I'm just on a come down from first week because obviously first week is just so ridiculous and so hectic because the drop is so huge and there's so much stuff to go for. But just in general, I mean, there's a couple cool items. There's like 3 cool items, but there's really only like one item that I really, really want. And so for me, I'm just not a huge fan of this week. It's decent, but I'm not really tripping on it. If I leave my computer tomorrow and the only thing I get are the skate highs, I'll be happy. What about you guys? What are you guys going for this week? What are you guys excited for? Let me know down in the comments below. Like I said earlier, make sure you go follow me on Instagram. We will be discussing the drop list tonight, so make sure you go follow me on there. Also, make sure you go follow me on Twitter for polls on colorways and different things that you guys might want to go for, and just give you guys an idea of what you guys want to go for first. Once again, shout out to Drops by Jay for the drop list, and of course, shout out to Luke Thacker for cutting out all these images. Luke, I appreciate you. Good luck to everyone. Well, hold on. Actually, bad luck to everyone until I get my Vans, and then good luck to everyone. I hope you guys all get what you need. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it from the top and bottom of my heart. As always, keep living the star life.
I remember way back when, where should I begin? I was out thugging with my friends, desensitized and sin.